Tutorial on how to color like this, this, or this. And nope, you don't need to manually place the colors yourself or study color theory, or understand values. This is lazy level coloring. Alright, first things first, make your sketch. I'm drawing my goat, Johnny Joestar, as one does. Then, color your sketch in grayscale. Now, here's where the magic happens. To get colors like this, you literally only need gradient map and curves. Procreate's got them. Clip Studio Paint has them. Ibis Paint sadly only has it for premium users, but I'm sure you can use a third-party website to get the same tools. Step 1. Select your drawing, open the gradient map, and slap on some random colors. Go wild. I was experimenting the other day, and these are the colors I ended up with. You can copy them if you want. Here's what it looks like. I liked a few of the versions I made, so I just duplicated the drawing, kept them all, and started layering and overlaying. Pick whichever one you vibe with. You could stop here and jump straight into rendering. But if you want it extra crispy and colorful, it's time to bring in the curves tool. I love messing with curves. It's basically the digital equivalent of seasoning your art to taste. Play with it. Overlay some layers. Combine them. Pretend you know what you're doing. Real talk though, I still don't know what each blending mode does. I just click stuff until it looks cool. Once you have a base you're happy with, then it's time to render. And honestly, your drawing will look good as long as your values are solid. Mine are questionable, but sometimes pretty colors can hide weak values. It's fine. It's art. And here's the final result. I hope you learned something from this, or at least feel better about not wanting to color manually. Personally, this method saves me because I hate coloring. Picking base colors always stresses me out. This way, I skip that whole mess. Plus, I'm lucky I'm a JoJo fan. Those characters don't even have consistent canon.
Nobody asked, but here's a quick way to improve your composition. This drawing isn't bad, but I don't like all the empty space up in this corner. I feel like it's distracting. But if I crop it out, it also doesn't look great. It makes the drawing feel a little cramped. I don't like how close her head is to the edge of the canvas. To fix this, we can tilt the entire canvas. This is the same drawing, not cropped, but I tilted the canvas to reduce how much of the ceiling was being shown. The characters and background are also tilted, so there isn't any incongruency. The girl on the right isn't being squished into the canvas, and I think this tilt makes the drawing a little more interesting than if they were just facing you head-on. You can see this sort of tilt in other art, some more extreme of a tilt than others, but I like using it to make my art more interesting to look at, while also making sure everything fits properly.
Why do artists do this when they color their art? One reason is to prevent gaps. You might miss some spots if you color with a light color against a white background. This is important for artists who prefer a clean finish to their art. I paint over everything in the end, so even if there are some empty spots, I usually just paint over them. But it's easier to plan the lighting and render individual parts when everything has been covered underneath. The tip is to choose an easily visible color, and then after that, readjust the color to your character's main color so that your coloring work takes less time. This is what I usually do for the part that has the most amount of space in the drawing. For example, if I find that the majority of the drawing will consist of the dress, I'd readjust the color of the base according to it and then proceed to color the other parts.
Small tip for shading, hard edges and soft edges. Draw the shadows. Instead of blurring all sides, blur only one side, creating a hard edge and a soft edge. Now you know the difference between soft and hard edge.
ice dunking on my Octane demon.
Do you have any ibuprofen? I got a headache.
First, use lasso tool to select the areas where you want to add the shadows. After that, add the shadow using your brush. Then use the blending brush to blur some areas. Repeat the process for deeper folds and lit areas. Shape first with airbrush, then use the hard pen to sharpen and define the folds. Do the same method for every fold lasso, airbrush, then hard pen. While rendering the shadows, also add some gradients too. Show how the fabric curves and catches the light. Also remember to build up the depth gradually. This will give you more control over the shading and will prevent the fabric from looking too hard or muddy. I'm not good at doing tutorials, but I hope this helps. Finish.
How to abuse your colors like I do. First tag layer X2, invert one then merge. Adjust as needed. Lower opacity as you want. I usually go brighter. Then put a mask layer over the portrait is more low-key. Erase the color where you don't want it. Tactic saturation. Third tactic. Unnecessary lines and dots cause they look pretty. Add an overlay to unify the colors more. Tactic chronic aberration. Usually TBH I like it more. Poppy outy, but this portrait is too low-key for it. Texture, texture, texture. Flowers, 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 and more flowers, and more flowers, and more textures. Noise, 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 noise. It's good for creating more aesthetic texture, and an additional plus, it also partially prevents art theft. The audio gave up. Add layer equals pretty lights. Enjoy sped up version of. Friend, please buy those 21 pilots. The add layer stuff can also be used as ambient lighting. My pencil died here, sad face. I love Gaussian blurs. Add layer. Yippee, thanks for watching to the end. Yippee, yippee, yippee. How to shade hair in my style. First, prepare your base, color for the hair, and add a new layer for the shadow. In making sure that the source of the light is from the left, so the shadow are mostly on the right. Corners or something I don't know. Add a new layer and choose a darker color for the deeper shadow in the corners. I like to add random triangles on some spot to make it look like there's a space. Do you get me? I personally like adding new layers for every single thing, so that depends on you. Choose a slightly lighter color that is close to the skin tone and add them inside the shadow. That or a slightly desaturated or warmer, cooler color of the shadow. I'd make it look good. Look at that faint purplish color in the bigger shadow. This works with cooler tone hair too, but I use pinkish color instead. If you notice, I use lasso tool a lot, BCS it's fast. Add more shadows so it doesn't look bland. Added more darker shadows for the back of the hair and fill with a slightly lighter and desaturated purplish color. Oh my god, am I making sense at all? Add a thin outline to the shadows to make it more pop out if necessary. Now for our favorite part, the highlights. Since the light source is coming from top left, so yeah, you get the idea. I like to add highlights on the back of the hair to like reflection. Get it? Change the colors for the highlights in the shadows to be a more fading color. I made the tone more cooler here. Add darker color underneath and above the upper highlights to make them pop out. Do the same thing like the shadows by adding a lighter teeny bit desaturated inside the things. Add a slightly more saturated color to outline the highlights. I am so sorry about my limited vocabulary. Add a new layer and set it to either screeny overlay and use an airbrush to make whatever this is. Color the line art. Add a new layer above the line art and do some cleaning so it doesn't look as messy. I like to add extra new strands in this process. Voila!
What do you know about being a normal teenager, you freak?
You were watching, weren't you? I told you I could totally swim.
Looked more like
because this is the moment you realize something inside you is broken and it can never be fixed.
I can't go by.
Sometimes when making art of my ops, I am dramatically hit with an almost paternal love and fondness for them. These are my little guys, and I really made them, and I love them. Caminando en las calles que se...
Forbidden from the beginning, I saw her there, up there. Feeling like since I met her, they said I couldn't have her. Way out of my league, I never believed it. Gotta get her hard, I gotta make her mine. But what if she just tells me I'm not quite a speeder? Shows me her bare hands and crushes my ego. Dismiss me as a kid, tell me I'm